Well, I thought I'd let me straighten up my collar. We just fell back last night. It's about 8:30 in the morning, and this is an example. This is a trailhead right here where you can access up and down. Actually, we just added this ladder here, but we've had waterfalls, and I was just out here yesterday with you. Or was it the day before yesterday? I don't know, something like that. And we have had waterfalls pouring out of different areas of the canyon. So when it rains real heavy, and we just got hit by several tornadoes last night in just east of Oklahoma City, which is about, let's say, an hour from where we are right now. I don't know how many, they're still kind of gathering that, yet several tornadoes touched down and really clobbered a community not far from Red Rock Canyon, where I'm at right now. I'm gonna go stand underneath this pavilion because there's lightning right now. Oh, we just saw one. It just calmed down. It was pouring, and just a heavy rain. And if anyone knows this area of the country, when it rains, it's different than in Washington, where we came from. We came from just south of Seattle there, out by Mount Rainier. And Washington rains a lot. It definitely does. Yet there's a different kind of rain here. It just seems so much heavier. Just kind of a quiet morning. I came down here, to surveil the property, like most of you do. You probably maybe walk your home during the day and just check stuff out. We're kind of doing that because, unlike a house, this thing is affected with any wind, any weather. This park is kind of, it's very natural. So we have to ensure that we're watching this. So for those of you that don't know, and some of you have been asking in the comments, I'm going to give you just a kind of a Reader's Digest of where we are. So in October of last year, so just a year ago, I flew here for the first time after receiving a phone call from my current business partner, Bud, who I'm going to have on and do an interview with Bud. He's been on before. We've done stuff together. Yet he calls me, and he was camping here with his church. I mean, look at this. How beautiful. Imagine when it snows. It's awesome when it snows here. Calls me up and says, "Hey, Jesse, I met the owner of this campground where our church is camping, and we were talking, and he's interested in maybe selling the park. He's got, whatever reasons, life changes. He was here for the last 5 years, and I really commend that because we've been here 1 year, and it's a huge undertaking. It's an awesome project, and it's a huge undertaking, and I'm holding my phone, so bear with me, right? So he calls me up. We end up saying, hey, we're interested. A lot of things would have to go right for this to happen. Yeah, you know what? Let's buy a campground. So I flew out here. I saw it one time and made a decision. It was the gravity of this place was that impressive that it was worth selling everything and leaving all of my family who I love to relocate to the state of Oklahoma where there's freaking tornadoes. What? Washington State's not like that. So we come here, we make a deal with the owner, we take occupancy. Actually, we took ownership of it in the end of September, or end of November this last year is when we took ownership of it. We were under contract in October and most of November this last year, so a lot has happened in a short amount of time. And the name of the park is Red Rock Canyon Adventure Park in Hinton, Oklahoma. And we have a separate YouTube channel if you desire to take a look-see at it. Okay, so where was I? Okay, sorry, got scattered brain on something else. So we end up putting our homes on the market. This whole time we're following kind of the Ninja Nation group. We're really starting to look to get out of debt, how to be more intentional about our preparedness. My wife and I were in real estate and had been doing very well. Like most people were during kind of the COVID pandemic era. I mean, if certain industries were really doing well, and real estate was one of those. It was crazy. And still now we're seeing some different ripple effects happening in the markets, aren't we? And we have more to see. Nothing's going to fully stop, yet things are going to change, and there's new opportunities that are going to present themselves in this ebbing economy, because it has to go forward. Even though evil abounds, we have to continue to go forward, right? So this is us speculating, looking forward, charting a path, and allowing the Lord to present, the way, kind of just charting our direction and letting the Lord present the way. We uproot. We leave December 25th last year. Our whole family loads up inside of the car. Yes, that's Christmas morning. We left our family. We drove here. Took 4 days to journey across the country with our kids. We packed up everything we owned, sold our homes, all my most fun things, my tractor. For those of you that own a tractor, there's just something special about your first one. And I had a great first tractor. And it was an older one. It was a beaut. Anyway, his name was Fred. I still remember that tractor. In fact, we've recorded a lot of videos on that tractor. Yet we find ourselves here a year later after making this investment. And we were talking about yesterday the heavy-heartedness that I woke up with. Not out of anguish, just the responsibility. And I think that many of us understand that right now because we've been good stewards of what we have and we intend on continuing that great work. So some of us can wake up heavy-hearted, not with fear, doubt, or worry or anguish, yet the gravity of the decisions that all of us are making right now. We're making these heavy decisions, and we know we're starting to plan because some of these bigger decisions are coming, and we're anticipating those because Proverbs 22 verse 3 says that a prudent man foreseeth danger and hideth himself, and the simpleton passes by and is punished. And really what this means to me is this the ultimate prepper verse in Scripture, and it's twice in Proverbs. I can't remember where else it is. It's exact same words. That a prudent man foreseeth danger, some translations say evil, and hideth themselves. Be prudent right now. And prudent means intentional, in that preparedness eye, that eye that looks forward, understanding that obviously it's not by going to be our strength that things are going to happen, rather by the Father's strength. Yet we're called to be prudent and to be intentional and to be forward-seeing as best we can and prayerful about it. Because when we make decisions as adults, and I don't know how old you all are, I'm 46 years old. I still feel and see things from a very youthful perspective, probably like you. And we've made decisions with the intention of being prudent. And from the outside looking in, some people would say this was a silly decision. The numbers didn't line up. You're right. They didn't. We pulled the trigger. We put ammunition downrange. We fired, and we're just refocusing. There is a path through in every situation, in every season in life. You're never completely done. It may look done. For those of you that have ever had to file bankruptcy, that's an ominous understanding, or have had to look into it. Bankruptcy is a tool for those that pull the trigger and take chances sometimes, yet it's also for those that are simple-minded, the last end of that verse. That a prudent man foreseeth evil and hideth themselves, and the simpleton passes by and is punished. And then there's those that are going to continue to march on making silly decisions. Right now, do not become weary in well-doing. I'm standing here. Right now, this pavilion's been here since, I think, the 60s. And it's riddled with family reunion dates. From the 70s in some of these areas. I think the oldest one we found in this particular pavilion was like 72. It's a long time. Here's what I intend on leaving you with, because I've got to go check out and meet up with our team here. Be willing to stay prayerful. Be willing to stay humble. Because for those of us that are looking for opportunity, it will present itself, and you're going to be tasked with making a decision. Thanks for following the channel. Come visit us at Red Rock Canyon Adventure Park if you made it to the end. Check us out on YouTube.